Hey, Brass Facts here. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. Instead of looking at a gun and doing a review on the table here with some cool B-roll, instead you guys are going to be looking at me. I know, serious downgrade. This ammo scare has hit us all pretty hard, huh? Now, in all seriousness, figured the change of view would be kind of cool. And today we're going to be talking about something instead of really shooting, so I think it makes sense. As the video title implies, what can you do to prevent the next ammo scare, or gun scare, I guess you could call it. Unfortunately, I don't have a magic solution. If you don't have ammo right now, I can't do anything to make it so you can have ammo at reasonable prices. However, I can set you up, or at least tell you what I did, to make it so I was able to shoot throughout this entire gun scare. Hopefully, this entire gun scare. Who knows how long it will go on for. But I'll bring you over into my other room, show you that I indeed do have ammo, and I didn't buy any of it recently, and then we'll come back in here. Got all my patches. So how much ammo do I have, and how am I able to shoot so much? If we open up in here, you can see all the ammo I have. Each single one of these cans is unopened, quote unquote, except the HST I pull from that. But all of these other cans are full, so all the ones in the back are 5.56, 1,000 rounds, and then the stuff in the front is 9mm. At least most of it. It's kind of gotten disordered. But yeah, back in the other room to go over that. Alright, so how did I end up with all this ammo? More importantly, how did I end up with all this ammo on a college budget? Because for most of my shooting career, basically all of it, I was in college. What did I do? Okay. So, I did this thing called budgeting. Ooh, scary word. I know a lot of people don't like budgeting. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but in my case, it helped out greatly. I started my obsession with firearms during the last gun scare. So, what was that? 2011 to 2015? 2008 to 2015? Something like that. So I started in the peak of that, and it was pretty brutal back then. Kind of like now. I think now is a little worse in terms of pricing, but you also couldn't get ARs back then. Who knows? Whatever, that's not the point. So what I did was every month, even on a college budget, I would put away some money that was dedicated for ammo, be it training or to put away for a future date. Initially, it wasn't very much. It was like 50 to 100 bucks a month, and I did that for like 5 years. As I got a little bit more income, I made sure that my ammo budget went up accordingly. And I just did that for basically 10 years straight, give or take. I started roughly in 2012. So I just did that for 10 years straight. And as the money went up and I made sure the budget correspondingly increased. I kind of view it like an investment. So I started out, like I said, with about 100 bucks a month. And right now I'm roughly at 200 bucks a month. Every month goes towards this ammo budget. Right now, I'm not buying any ammo because fuck spending a dollar around. I'm just putting that money to the side, and when this ammo crisis ends, I'm just going to spend a bunch of money on regularly priced ammo to replenish my reserves. That's the word I'm looking for. Obviously, not all of that money goes towards putting ammo into a storage, right? Most of that goes towards training. Because you do have to train. You absolutely have to train. But I'd always make sure to put some of it away. And then my friends would always be like, hey, Brass Facts, right? Because they call me Brass Facts. Why do you have 10,000 rounds of ammo in storage? Are you trying to start a war? And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm trying to start a war. No. It's to insulate myself from events exactly like the events we're going through right now. And also, potentially boog shit. But whatever, that's beside the point. I've, over the years, because I put a little bit of money aside every month, I was able to build up that reserve of ammo, and I'm able to shoot, make these reviews, and keep training. Am I completely insulated from this? No, I should have probably put more ammo aside, but I have enough to continue training at a reasonable rate without spending any money on ammo. And, yeah, that's about it. There's no magic bullet. If everyone does this, obviously, you can't do it now, but start figuring out how much you can put aside a month, and don't spend any of that right now. I know you'd be tempted to buy a cool new toy or whatever, But start putting money aside right now, and when ammo prices return back to normal, so we're talking like 30 cents a round for 5.56 or less, 15 to 20 cents a round for steel case, whatever, you can start spending again. And then once you get into that habit, just buy it every single month and start building up that reserve over time until the next gun scare happens. And there will be a next gun scare, hopefully, assuming the United States is still here. But yeah. To not leave you on a completely bummer note, if you're in a situation where you have no ammo, I'm going to give you a couple tips on how you can make your ammo go as far as possible. Obviously, number one, the most boring one, dry fire. I go to the range with far too many people that don't dry fire at all, and it really shows. Not only in the fact that they can't hit anything, that's a secondary thing, but they don't have the basics down. Reloads, malfunction clearance, just manipulating your firearms around barricades, reloading from a plate carrier or a belt rig. All of that stuff can be handled almost entirely by dry fire. Is it fun to do on the range? Absolutely. Do you need to train your plate carrier? Absolutely. The recoil, the way you hold the gun is completely different. But 90% of the work for that can be done with dry fire. Get almost entirely comfortable, then head to the range. And that's obviously more so important now, where every single round during training counts. Number two, go to the range with a plan. Don't just shoot rounds to shoot rounds and just, I'm getting comfortable. Don't do that. Every single drill needs to have a purpose. Leave the reload drills for home, because ammo is precious right now, and focus on certain things that you can only do with ammo. Movement stuff, and especially if you're starting out, recoil management. Those are two very important things, for example. You can even practice up drills in dry fire quite effectively. That's what I did for most of my early shooting years. Number two, prioritize weapons. So it kind of sucks because rifles are a lot of fun to shoot and a lot easier to shoot. But that being said, if you are on a very, very tight budget right now and you have no ammo, you should be shooting pistolas. Pistols. You should be shooting pistols. As a civilian, you are infinitely more likely to use this guy. Number two, I've never met a good pistol shooter that wasn't also a good rifle shooter. But I've met tons of people that are excellent at rifle or very good at rifle, but suck horribly with pistol. Everything you do on here will transfer quite well to rifle, but because of how easy rifle is, it's very easy to train a rifle and then not be good with pistol, right? Because with pistol, not only is there trigger discipline, stance, and all that, but there's also anticipation of recoil is a very large component of it, and mastering that on pistol transfers very well to rifle. Furthermore, if it's not too late for your region of the United States, in some regions the prices are already completely out of control, but in my area, 22 ammo is still roughly around 10 cents a round. So recently, as my ammo stores are starting to go down, I went out and bought, 8,000 rounds of 22, and then set up a AR analog right here, M&P 1522, to be identical to my other gun, the one with the L-can on it. And it works very well. Is this a great training alternative? No, absolutely not. But what it lets you do is furthermore optimize your round usage during training. When I do a drill, I actually now start with this guy for about 5 to 10 iterations of that drill, get the cobwebs off, get the sloppy drills out of the way, and then get really good training once I transition to the 5.56 variant of this, which saves even more ammo. And then finally, I guess as an aside, some people have asked, is a 22 pistol a good idea for training? Personally, for me, no. Most of what you can do with a 22 can be accomplished by dry fire. And if you only train with a 22, it doesn't help you as much as you think on a pistol. As mentioned, I think the biggest problem with people using pistols is bad grip and recoil anticipation. And 22s, generally people get lazy with 22s and have shitty grip. And then when they switch back to 9mm, holy crap, that recoil all of a sudden, and they start flinching really bad and missing all their shots. So, yeah, that's about it. Hopefully this was remotely helpful for you. And if it was, consider subscribing. The channel's growing a little bit. It's kind of cool. But if not, whatever. Hope I helped you out. And stay safe and have a nice day. This has been some brass facts for you.